sideways and do certain stuff. It's like, dude, it's not our job to react. All right. This is never our job to show you that we are exactly what you depict us. It's to show you the opposite. Mm-hmm. You know that the real demons out here are the folks in here that are non-melanated. All right. That's what you see, or that's what I've been introduced to. All right. No, it ain't us that's out here causing. We don't have no history here killing off people and taking in and all right. No, goddamn chopping off your hands and feet for gold. That's not my lineage. All right. Taking hound dogs and chasing a nigga in the back of the woods. All right. So when you see a person acting accordingly, all right, to their ancestors, all right, don't be shocked, man. No, just take a look at them. All right. All right. Yeah, they're proving your point by their behavior. All right. You understand? Same with that crazy shit y'all heard earlier. Like, all right, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Shit, I got that effect on people, man. All right. Shit, when I come around, man, the devil is forced to jump out your chest. All right. He can't even hide no more. As soon as it's just my era, the smell of my cologne. All right. Make a nigga jump out their bones. All right. I'm used to it. All right. No, what can I do about it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to set just a bond right now after we have our bail
we're going to go over
hearing,
here to Chud the Builder's bail hearing. Chud the Builder, I believe, is facing attempted murder. All right. And he should be. All right. His bail is like $1.24 million. Go to the bail hearing. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to set just a bond right now to let you make all the arguments. You can go factors in the statute. That gets amended down. Okay. 1.25 million. I'm going to set just a bond right now after we have our bail hearing. Then I'll let you make all the arguments. We can go through all the factors in the statute and see if that gets amended up or down. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to set initial bond at 1.25 million. 1.25 million. 1.25 million. Based upon the fact of how many people were in the courtyard, were here at the courthouse, and the seriousness of all these felonies and his bond status. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So the 26th at 9 o'clock, I'm sorry, the 21st at 9 o'clock for a bond hearing, and then the 26th at 9 here. Does that work for everybody's calendar? General, does that work for the state?
Yes.
All right.
Just for the court's information, and Mr. Finley, the state is going to request and file a source hearing when and if there's an attempt to make bond.
Okay. Is there any objection of us taking all those matters up at the bond hearing on the 21st?
No.
Mr. Finley, the objection to doing it that way? That's the most efficient way, I think.
Judge, we'll try and have everything lined up for the court.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Mr. Finley, from you today?
No, sir.
All right. From the state? Okay.
No.
That'll conclude these proceedings today, okay?
Thank you.
Recess.
For your recent keep receipts.
We got pale skins over here. All right, let's go over here to Charleston White. We'll be right
about get the man, attack the man, fall and slip in the man stove, play on the man. The gang shit didn't come to 90. By that time, we already got a foundation. Right. So gang banging is not in our hearts. That's why it's easy for us to quit after.
But isn't gang banging just a response to being in extremely dangerous conditions in which you need to group up with other people in order to do battle with other groups of people?
Then why didn't the slaves gang bang?
Probably just wasn't really available to them as an option, right? Well,
based off what you just said, don't you need other people to group up with other people to fight people? So once we became free in
there were slave rebellions, right?
No, it was very few.
Yeah, but because they're oppressed, they have no weapons, they have no money.
Once we got free and got weapons, why didn't we group up in gangs then?
I mean, they were probably more focused on assimilating into the culture that they had just gained their freedom from.
No, they never assimilated. They couldn't.
Well, they probably thought that it was more accessible than it ended up.
My grandmother's 80 years old. She never told me they thought that. She's still alive. My pops is almost 8. They never thought that.
But why did your grandparents not group?
Because it's never been about getting in the gang. It's about building your family.
Well, when we say gangs, we think of gangs fighting against each other, not like fighting against the people that are controlling them.
When I think of gangs in New York, those people fought against each other. Nobody. And they were way more dangerous and violent than these today's gangs.
Don't you think about that? So that is it's like we accept the structures within our societies, and most of us don't really feel as if we have the power to control the society we live in.
Black people do not accept the structures of society. That's why we go to jail, commit financial crimes. That's why when we go to school, we don't pay attention in class.
Right.
That's why we go to ISS. That's why we get kicked off the football team, because we don't fit into the structure. We have way more power. That's why we sell dope when the white men say we can't sell dope. That's why we pimp and go across the state line when they say don't. So we have the power to do whatever we want to do.
They have the power, but it's like most of us don't really think about the world as if we're going to be able to just commit crimes until we change the social order.
We do. It's called ball till you fall. We got music that teaches ball till you fall.
But isn't that the opposite of what we're talking about?
No, that's
balling until you die.
You're trying to make sense of people who don't have sense. And I'm saying, no, our people had greater sense than what you're trying to give them for. Well, don't you think? No, our people thought greater. They built Black Wall Street.
Why are you saying people who don't have sense?
Our people built Black Wall Street. Gangbangers don't have sense. They can't build nothing. They can't manufacture nothing. Black people created some of the things that's mostly been invented, from the stoplight to cotton gin. What you mean? We didn't think to create gangs. We thought to be free under worse conditions. So we're under better conditions. We're freer. Why would we join gangs and they didn't?
I don't know. I mean, there are a lot of minority groups in our country that didn't really like gravitate towards the whole gang thing. But then there's a lot of non-black groups that did. The mafia.
Well, we never mafia, but we don't want to be gangsters.
Let me break this down even further. For the gangster stuff and that gangster magnitude, whatever gang members that came to protect Black society, they were originally built to protect Black folks getting home from work at their jobs and different things like that. All right. That's what that was instituted on. All right. And then it turned into something else here when the DAs were able to attach drugs and all these different things to the gangs there. They always demonize what Black people have.
Gangsters extort themselves. Black people never extorted one another. We had a community.
LA kind of known for extorting one another.
But before gangs started, you got to think all the Black people that came from the South that built Watts, California, all them vibrant Black towns, all them vibrant Black places in LA before gangbanging started. Why them people didn't gangbang? And it was vibrant here then.
Yeah. No, that's a good question for sure.
You know why? Because their children didn't have a struggle. The gangbanging children didn't come from gangbanging because they was in impoverished conditions. They could walk the neighborhoods and go get an apple off the tree.
But don't you think that the gang shit is like a reaction to just feeling hopeless in your life in general? Not necessarily that you're being like violently oppressed on a day-to-day basis.
When I look at them niggas in prison and they join the gangs and they fighting and what they fighting about in jail, catching phase, they don't look hopeless. When they on talking about how they live their gangbanging life. They don't look hopeless. They seem like they're bragging about it. They got pride in it.
When I go to the hood,
they got love for it.
When I go to the hood and I see like, a group of 16-year-old kids sitting around in an alley just like waiting for somebody to come through so they can shoot at their car, these are people who feel hopeless. They feel there's no college career path for them. There's no way that they're going to be able to go get a high-paying job and be able to make 6 figures a year.
Have you done a qualitative study to talk to them and see why?
I mean, this is obviously anecdotal, but these people pursue those opportunities.
You're saying obviously from some kids sitting in the alleyway waiting to shoot at a car. Why they not robbing the bank? If they're hopeless, why they not robbing the bank?
Probably because they just view that as being like
why not rob the local,
very low small chance of success.
Why not rob the local guy that's selling weed? Why not be breaking into a house?
They probably do that. Breaking houses, that's very common.
So why sit in the alley waiting to shoot at nobody? Why not go get a job?
Well, it's part of being a gang. You got to protect your area, right?
No, I've never heard that. Ever.
For real?
I've never heard that.
I mean, the motherfuckers are patrolling for that purpose.
No. They're patrolling to extort each other.
I would say more often than not, they're patrolling to just protect the block.
So how about this? How about you wake up and go spend some time with those 16-year-old kids? See what condition that their home life is. See what they do when they wake up in the morning, and tell me how hopeless they is if they got a phone.
I already kind of know what they do. They hang out in the neighborhood.
Well, you sound like most typical arrogant white man to try to look from niggas from up there. See, you didn't grow up down here to really know. You're making speculations.
Well, I'm making observations based on my life experience.
Your life experience don't fit into the black spectrum because you're looking from far with binoculars.
I think most people would say the last years of my life, I've been pretty deeply immersed in the black experience, right?
When the last time you had to, when the last time you sat at a black table and ate black?
It's a horrible example, Charleston White. That's why I say the messenger. And also here, but it keeps that's not the case, dude. In the last 10 years, you can point to him sitting down with Richard Spencer, with him telling him that he doesn't feel like he's a white supremacist. So with all of that attached to things, this is what wipes away whatever your connections with black people. Nobody cares if Bobby Shmurda brought you to the hood, nigga. Who gives a fat rat's ass? All right. With Charleston White, I think the point he's trying to make here is that your visibility upon black people is through a white supremacist, through a boss, through a person in here that thinks that they can extort us and play on black people's intelligence. It's not coming from a circumstance that he plans on taking this black person that's there from the hood and lifting him up to his status, dude. And that's the major point.
Food. We're in a black household.
I have been to restaurants with black people.
I didn't ask you a restaurant.
We don't go over to people's houses out here.
There you go. You don't know niggas. You don't know black people. You
have to go to their house to know them?
Yes. If you don't go into a person's home, a person's village, how can you know their culture?
We don't really go to people's houses.
LA ain't black. It's Mexican.
We got a lot of Mexicans. We got a lot of black.
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is you really don't know black people just listening and talking.
Just because I haven't been to their house to eat dinner?
No.
We can't just like go to Denny's?
Well, this is what I'm saying. You say observation, but where observing from?
Going to people's neighborhoods, doing vlogs and shit.
There you go. So you go into their neighborhood and you feel these guys is hopeless, but they got their cameras on.
It's not like they are hopeless. I think feel hopeless.
No, they don't feel hopeless. They feel good. They feel high because most guys are high. Most guys on drugs. And when you get drunk and you get high, the hope goes away.
I mean,
now
you're a kids smoking weed and numbing yourself all day.
You're not hopeless. You're not hopeless. No, having fun. Most kids are experimental.
Yeah, but you're having fun in the moment, doing something that's kind of separating you from the long opportunity.
It's fun getting high, guys.
Right. If you start popping perks every day in high school, you're not probably on the path to becoming a lawyer.
Well, that has nothing to do with you coming on the path to becoming a lawyer. You're not hopeless if you're getting high every day. For one, you got money. So how can you be hopeless and you got money to get high? You're doing what you want to do.
I would say getting high makes leave you just as hopeless as you would be otherwise.
When you're hopeless, suicide is on the option, not getting high. When you're hopeless, suicide is on the option, not getting high. But getting high is for recreation.
A lot of drugs are kind of like
getting high.
No. If you start doing fentanyl every day, isn't the end result you die?
I know some motherfuckers want to get high every day with fentanyl. They want the fentanyl, make them die and come back to life like Michael Jackson was doing every day.
Right.
Michael Jackson was loving doing that propofol, going and coming back. It's a motherfucker with the hair run and go, almost called the overdose. Wow, that's where they're going to go buy it from. They the deadly dope. And it ain't because you're depressed and you want to feel good. This is what you like to do. You enjoy the feeling. Come on, man. It's called choices and decisions. Your conditions don't determine your choices.
But a rational father is not going to sit around and do Percocets all day because he feels like he has an opportunity and he has important things to do. Those are the things that stop people from just sitting around doing drugs.
I know some guys get high every day and get up and go to work. I know some white boys shoot dope, do perk, smoke crack, do cocaine, and they're the best goddamn lawyers you can find. So I do know some fathers every day. I know some mothers come home from teaching school, kids food, get high every day, and she's a loving mother.
But isn't the kid or the career a reason to get that high?
Nope.
It's hard to be a good dad if you're getting
motherfucker get up loaded. We watched a real life movie of an airplane where Denzel Washington was a pilot getting high every day. Turned the plane upside down, landed the motherfucker perfect, then got high to go to the court hearing. Real life shit.
Snakes on a plane.
No. This is a real life story.
It's called Flight.
It's a real life story of a real pilot went to jail, served time, got high again to get normal.
Man, just to get right, be prepared to fly the plane. It went upside down, and at the hearing, he got hit with the same thing here, dude. And yes, he ended up getting a whole bunch of charges. And when they asked him if he was high or drunk right now, he had to say, yeah. All right. Well, hold on.
People have to, and they normally getting high, and they are functional at this.
Well, I spent most of my smoking shitloads of weed, and I've been very successful.
We're not talking about you, though. We're not talking. No, I didn't spend most of my life smoking weed.
But you've been smoking a lot of weed since you've been successful, right?
I've been smoking weed, since I've been successful.
And you've been able to manage it. However, I somehow think that if you started snorting fentanyl every day, you'd probably have a high.
I know people snort fentanyl. I know people that get high.
And those are probably the people who are able to do to some sort of level that isn't going to destroy their lives.
There's a such thing that you learn if you understand alcoholism and drug addiction. There's such thing as functional addicts. Most are functional.